I just finished an article about the religious imagination of Encinitas, California. Encinitas is, as many of you may know, a surfing town just north of San Diego. It's known for the Self-Realization Fellowship. It's known for a good surf spot called Swami's, and just being sort of a quintessential California beach town. It's named one of the best surfing communities. It's also known for having a lot of yoga salons, and there's actually a reason for that. So this particular article is, again, looking at the progressive religious imagination in Southern California and the ways that Encinitas is actually a very outward-looking community and has taken on those religious beliefs as a kind of part of its, what Professor Schrank would call its civic identity, and the kind of work that that religious identity does for the city. And I have a couple examples. One, which is a great image, is a mural that actually appeared on a railroad bridge recently. It's the Surfing Madonna, and it depicts the Virgin of Guadalupe surfing a break, and she has little booties on. She's on a surfboard, and the message is "Save the Oceans." And in Encinitas, there was an argument over whether that could stay on a public bridge. It could not, so now it's on the side of a pizzeria. So that's the first example. The second example of what I would call Encinitas's religious imagination, progressive religious imagination, is Swami's, actually, which is the surf break below the Self-Realization Fellowship. So this Self-Realization Fellowship was established in the 1920s by a man named Yogananda. He wrote autobiography of a yogi. He's very well known, and he has a hermitage on the top that his followers built for him in the 1930s. In the 1950s, Swami's became a popular surf break, and in recent Encinitas history, there's been an argument about whether that area should be commercialized for surf competitions, and the locals say that it shouldn't be because it's a sacred spot. They use the language of the sacred to argue that other people shouldn't, that it should be a locals only kind of spot. So that's the second piece of my argument. And the third is that Encinitas is the first school district in the nation to establish a yoga curriculum. P.K. Joyce is a famous practitioner of yoga, of Ashtanga yoga. His foundation gave money to Encinitas to establish a yoga curriculum. It wasn't Ashtanga specifically, but it incorporated a yoga curriculum designed by the school district. And there was a lawsuit just in the past year over whether they were indoctrinating children with religious beliefs. So the question is yoga is yoga tied to religious beliefs, and should it be allowed to be taught? The judge decided. There was a trial in June, and the judge actually declared it was okay. So Encinitas Unified is a K-5 district that has a yoga curriculum where the kids take yoga for PE. So that's my current project on the progressive religious imagination in what they call Encinitas, California.